Pause. I don't know why. I don't know what he's looking at.
Yeah, this bit of punditry about Yoro just pissed me off. Might seem like something innocent to you, but it's part of a wider problem when it comes to what punditry is these days. It's something we have all seen happen. Let's just be totally honest with each other, alright? The state of punditry in this country has been going downwards and downwards for quite some time now. So the fact that we're having this conversation about what Henry said on Monday Night Football doesn't surprise me. But it's part of a wider problem, I think, about that downfall of punditry and what actually makes a good pundit as far as a TV show is now concerned. I'm going to run through, you can let me know what you think in the comments in reaction to this. But basically, what happened, if you haven't seen it, saw it in the clip at the start. Henry was just mocking Yoro for being a defender, conceding a goal, and just instinctively, sort of muscle memory, looking across to the linesman, see if it's offside, which, by the way, strikers do as well. Naturally, you just look over there. Instinctive. Jamie Carragher laughing about it. Since deleted. Sky Sports since deleted that clip, which he is quoting. So Sky Sports have completely backtracked on putting that out. Now, I haven't heard anything about Leny Yoro in the last 4, 5, 6 games where he has been progressively, consistently better and better and better and better. And instead, the only time I'm hearing about him is when he's looked across to see if it's offside. Now, you might say that it's overreaction to get angry about something like this. But I don't think it is, and I want to explain why. This is how you enable pylons. An 18-year-old defender, look, and it's not just the fact that this is a Manchester United player. No, this could be anybody. But of course, this is affected a United player. And for me, Henry is actually a good pundit, largely. I quite enjoy watching him speak, especially about strikers and especially about stuff he's got experience in. But what he's doing there is effectively enabling a pylon. That's now going to be taken by Liverpool fans, Newcastle fans, City fans, other newspapers, and used to ridicule an 18-year-old. And it's part and parcel of being, it shouldn't be, but it is part and parcel of being a modern footballer. And it's also part and parcel of what makes a modern pundit. And this is kind of the core of my frustration, because I think what you're seeing there with that exact clip is Sky Sports going to Thierry, Henry, and Jamie Carragher and saying, look, we're loving what you're doing over in CBS. So this is CBS Sports, it's Champions League coverage. You've got Kate Abdo, what is it Kate Scott now? Thierry Henry, Micah Richards, and Jamie Carragher. Effectively, what they've done is they've looked at the like you got TNT on ESPN, I think it is. The shows out in America, when it comes to sport coverage, are entertainment first and punditry second. And that's exactly what that setup is at CBS Sports. And I think that's exactly what you saw there on Monday Night Football. And again, I think Jamie Carragher's analysis is actually very good when he focuses on the analysis. But it's that requirement for entertainment as part of being a pundit now, which is why Henry has done this. Right? And it's a big part, and by the way, why Roy Keane is like the king pundit for Sky Sports. He's like their crown jewel, because you're guaranteed to get a clip of Roy Keane saying something about someone that you can push out. And pundits now are more required, I would say, to cause clips or to give clips to Sky Sports or CBS or anybody else than they are for actual effective punditry. And I think that's the thing I'm disappointed with the most. In this country, well, you've seen it over the last few years, and I would call it the Americanization of punditry. And I think it's only going to continue because, as I said, clips are what they want. They don't really care too much about a pundit coming on. I'm sure it's part and parcel of it to have the knowledge to pass on, because that's why I look at pundits. I look at a pundit to tell me something that I haven't been able to see. Give me some knowledge. I can go down the pub and I can look a bit clever in front of my mates. That's what you watch punditry for, post-match analysis and reaction. But it's just the fact that nowadays, entertainment is part and parcel of it. And I'll be completely honest, it's probably allowed communities like United People's TV to thrive, to come up, because we now fill the space where pundits Don't. Sometimes. My analysis can only go so far, all right? I'm not capable of going on Monday Night Football and standing there for 15 minutes talking accurately about tactics. That's why I'm not on there. And I understand that entertainment is a massive requirement of... It's why I've never been able to really do watch-alongs. I just don't find them entertaining, and B, they're just not... Why do you want to watch someone else watching football? Just watch the football. That's something I've never understood. But it's just pissed me off, man, because this is now going to lead to a little bit of a pile-on for Yoro, who's 18, who's just had a really good consecutive 4, 5, 6 games, but instead, the one bit that gets pulled out is he's looked across to the linesman when he's conceded a goal. And this is how narratives are driven. This is how conversation, and this is why it must be so difficult to be a modern sportsman in such to have to deal with the micro analysis. I think that's always been part of it. But the exposure to it, the inability to turn off from it, must be really hard to deal with. And I think that's what, as I said, if I've got to use the one word to describe it, I would say disappointed with Thierry Henry. But it's just the reality of modern football. And it's another thing I don't like about modern football. But again, I can't be like pot, kettle, black, because the reason that United People's TV exists is because we have a platform to be able to express our opinions, my opinions, on topics. And look, I've had a pilot. Maguire was the player who, for sure, I criticised more than any other player. And I've said that we need to be leaving Onana in France. So I'm well aware that I'm not perfect. But I like to think the majority of my analysis isn't just like that and just for entertainment. It's because it's honestly my opinion. I've never been performative for the sake of it. If I am performative, it's because my emotions are riding high. I just find it frustrating, that's all. And when you're paying the amount that people are paying for Sky Sports and it's going up at the exact same time as the punditry is going down, that's also going to piss people off. Now, you can let me know what you think in the comments below. Am I going overboard here? My main conclusion is that Sky Sports are probably bringing Henry and Carragher in and saying, look, we love what you're doing over there. Bring that sort of entertainment to Sky Sports. That's what we want. That's the way forward for TV, and it probably is. It's the way it's going. I just don't particularly like it. Let me know what you think in the comments.